You know that cold, sinking feeling when you realize a friend or colleague has stopped taking you seriously? It didn't happen overnight. You lost their respect minutes ago, not in a dramatic fight, but during a casual conversation. Here's how to stop the invisible decay. My goal isn't to comfort you. It's to expose the subtle, almost undetectable habits that are systematically dismantling how others perceive your value. Respect rarely dies in one big dramatic moment. Instead, it slowly drains away through minor, repeated behaviors, your daily micro-actions. These quiet behaviors are your worst enemies, silent assassins. If you recognize yourself in even one of them, your reputation is already compromised. Let's urgently address these leaks. Attitude 1. The "I already know" complex. You're engaged in a dialogue, someone is explaining a concept, and you interrupt them mid-sentence with an impatient, "Yes, I'm aware of that." In that instant, you've communicated that their contribution holds no worth. This impulse is detrimental because it's the classic manifestation of the Dunning-Kruger effect, a psychological phenomenon where individuals with limited competence grossly overstate their own mastery. The truly intelligent people in any setting are always the ones asking insightful questions. In contrast, the loudest individuals simply fake having all the answers. The moment you cease being intellectually curious, others stop viewing you as smart. They see your insecurity. Genuine confidence allows you to admit what you don't know, while arrogance compels you to pretend, a difference everyone effortlessly spots.
Attitude 2. The victim narrative. This is the persistent belief that fate is against you. Nothing good ever happens to me, or naturally this would happen to me, or why is everyone else so lucky? While difficulty is universal, there's a huge psychological gap between admitting a struggle and exploiting that struggle for attention. Psychologically, people are built to admire agency, individuals who actively manage their life story. When you consistently portray yourself as helpless, people instinctively pull back. This is not out of malice, but because victimhood is emotionally draining. Research indicates that chronic complaining triggers the same physical stress response in listeners as an actual physical threat. You are not building connection through shared hardship. You are merely depleting their energy reserves, and respect exits right alongside it.
Here is the core lesson. These 4 behaviors are not inherent personality flaws. They are learned habits, and any habit can be reversed. The point is not whether you've engaged in them. We all have. The real question is your next move. In your next interaction, will you genuinely listen, or will you interrupt? Will you accept accountability, or will you shift the blame? Remember, respect must be earned. It is never successfully demanded. Let's address the final 4 attitudes. Attitude 5. The validation-seeking loop. People-pleasing. This is totally paradoxical. Trying desperately to be liked actually diminishes others' regard for you. Consider the person who always agrees, constantly apologizes, and never refuses a request. While you believe you are being helpful, you are actually teaching everyone that your personal boundaries are flexible, your opinions are changeable, and you fundamentally lack conviction. The psychological insight here is profound. We inherently trust individuals who are capable of saying no. This demonstrates integrity and clear personal standards. While people pleasers may be appreciated for their convenience, they are rarely respected for their character. True respect is rooted in self-respect, and self-respect requires occasionally disappointing someone by holding your ground. If you've never made someone uncomfortable by asserting your boundaries, you are not respected. You are merely seen as useful. Attitude 6. The unaccountable powerlessness. Blame shifting. You know the narrative. My management is biased. My parents ruined me. My circle of friends is unsupportive. The system is rigged. Even if these statements hold some truth, if they form your entire life story, you've missed the bigger picture. This belief is called an external locus of control in psychology, the conviction that your life is something that happens to you rather than something you actively create. This perspective utterly destroys respect because it projects powerlessness. People are instinctively attracted to those who take ownership of their narrative, not those who constantly rewrite it to avoid personal responsibility. Accountability is a profound and quiet form of power, a declaration that says, I may not be perfect, but I am entirely in charge of my reaction. This is inherently magnetic. Shifting blame, however, is deeply repellent.
Attitude 7. The undervalued effort. Invisible integrity. You labor tirelessly, maintaining a humble profile, assuming others will eventually notice your efforts spontaneously. I assure you, they will not. This is the uncomfortable truth. Respect is not granted for suffering in silence. It is earned through visible integrity. If you constantly conceal your hard work out of fear of seeming arrogant, you're also concealing the very qualities others could admire. This isn't about boastfulness, it's about presence. You must be present. Articulate clearly what you value. Establish non-negotiable standards for both yourself and others. Allow people to see what you stand for, because respect is never given to the invisible. It is earned by those who make their principles impossible to overlook. Attitude 8. The trust destroyer. Inconsistency virus. This is the ultimate confidence killer. You pledge to call and then fail to follow through. You promise to arrive on time but show up late. This operates on the consistency principle. People do not judge you based on your good intentions. They judge you entirely on your reliable patterns. When your spoken promises don't align with your physical actions, people don't get angry, they simply stop trusting you. You are relegated to being the maybe person, the potential backup plan, the one they genuinely like but would never rely on for certainty. The solution is radical honesty about your bandwidth. Learn to decline requests more often so you can over-deliver on the commitments you do make. Every instance where you follow through on a promise is a deposit into your credibility bank, and credibility is the essential currency of respect. To summarize, respect is not something you beg for. It is something you command through the quality of your daily conduct. The instant you stop chasing external validation and start authentically living by your own defined principles, a fundamental change will occur. You will cease worrying whether people respect you, because the answer will become self-evident. These 8 attitudes are not defining personality defects. They are merely changeable habits. So assess yourself now. Which of these habits is quietly compromising your respect? Identify it, eliminate it, and observe the immediate change in how the world engages with you.